Hi everyone, I am Tara, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel. On YouTube, Spirit to Spirit, teaching you growing with yourself, and TikTok, Intensity for Soul. And I'm also live on Facebook if you're new to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I recommend, suggest, and I really encourage you to read the description of the YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit, teaching you growing with yourself to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward in my channel. See, earlier I posted a little video saying that I was going to come live. I was going to talk about sexuality. However, there's been a lot going through my mind, and I've been observing things, and it switched me in the direction that I'm going to talk about blackmail and extortion, because there's a lot that's been coming to light, a lot of things that I've been seeing and observing and experiencing and what have you. And, will my life be in danger for this? Oh, maybe. Because I see it. Okay? There's a few things I see. And I think that someone is being blackmailed and they're going through extortion. And it's very close to home. And see, the thing is, one of the people, I'll say it again, looks very familiar. Before they even moved, like when they moved here, I had a friend and I was at their place. And I seen a picture on their wall. And it was of the brother who was supposed to be deceased. But the strange thing is that this other man that I'm talking about looks identical to this person who's supposed to be dead. And see, I've had people in here, and someone had said, like, they were talking about aggressive stuff, and this person had said about, like, wanting to throw someone in the whip. So, yeah, I do believe that, I bring this forward. My life will be in danger because I believe that the person close to me is maybe, giving money to people to keep them silenced or to protect me. This person wants me to give them money, and I told him, I told him no. I'm not giving them money so that they can give to these people. To these people, he's given, I don't know how much stuff. They made arrangements with someone else to go get a couple of his four-wheelers. He was supposed to go talk to the people and tell them that he was coming to get them. And now, whenever I mention it, he's hollering at me. And I do believe that, he's going through extortion, but I believe his life is in danger. And I believe that mine is. And I believe that he's trying to protect me. And that's why he's trying to push me away. I can feel him. And that's just fine. You already locked me out because you're angry, because you told me that I called you a liar, that I called him a liar. And yes, I did call him a liar. Because just like him, when, he was bringing the old ones up here that I had been having a sort of a quick relationship with, and was having a sexual relationship with, when I told the guy to stop, he sexually assaulted me. And I didn't tell this person. And then when it blurted out in front of these other people, he started calling me a whore and everything. And it's that part of, I don't care if I'm in danger. I love my ex-husband, whether I'm in love with him or not. He's family. And I observe a lot of things, okay? Because he had a chicken coop that he had bought from someone. Well, now these people have it. He says he's doing it out of kindness. And then he had this other, like a run thing. And he said about getting ducks, and I explained to him, like, no, like, you're just causing more grief for yourself if you do that. And then he said about that so they could use this. Like, I'm allowed to question this stuff. And, people won't like me for it, and I really don't care. And I can feel that anxiety and that fear right now. And it's that part of don't be afraid. And there's been 2 4-wheelers destroyed, an 850 Polaris and 250 or something like that Polaris. And he took it somewhere, and every time it's sitting there, and he's seen people had wanted the 4-wheelers before, and his son was wanting, like, willing to come and get them so he could take them and fix them. And now it's like it's like he doesn't even want the person to come. See, I know that when I see something and I experience something like, oh, like, he doesn't want me to do this, but that's fine because, this is somebody who knows. This is something that, if this is what they're talking about, then it's not part of, I'm like, when I was talking to him this morning, and I told him, I'm not giving you money. And he has fear. Like, he's like, I don't know, like, where all of it's going to. And people say, well, his money is none of your business. No, he makes it my business because he comes and tells me about not having any money. And this man has credit up the union. And he's like wanting to go back. He'll say, well, you're telling my business because your business needs to be told because I'm afraid for you. I know that there's something you're not telling me. Because I was with him when he was at this person's place, and we were making arrangements for them to come down to get the stuff. And now it's just like he's constantly telling me to shut up and getting angry with me. And I had a message from my youngest son yesterday. He was messaging me and telling me, oh, you're paranoid, you think the world's against you. No, I don't think the world's against you, is what I don't. Oh, wrong one. But I do know when something's not right. And I've been feeling it for quite some time. See, I'm very good with face recognition, facial recognition. I'm very good with reading body languages. And there's no such thing as coincidences, just synchronicities, because the day that we had somebody come over or the day that, like, we had somebody come over and like I said before, to, like, we were seeing all places going up for sale and what places were worth. So he was curious about his own. And then the retail agent, she contacted him back because I even contacted her. She contacted him back and told him that his place was only worth, after putting the windows in, only worth $40,000 more than what he paid for it 5 years ago. And when I come home, one of the people were here. Do I believe in coincidences? No, I believe in synchronicities. And like I said, people will say I'm delusional, but I'm not. I'm far from delusional. And see, I even told my therapist for my safety around here. But he's frantic because I told, like, he's pissed off because I told him, like, I'm not giving you money, and he's frustrated with it. He's telling me I'm lying, that I'm lying. So I know what extortion looks like. I know what blackmail looks like because he even gave these people a truck that was supposed to be payment for fixing the four-wheelers, but the four-wheelers never got fixed. Instead of the four-wheelers getting fixed, parts were taken off and sold, and it was left out in the rain and everything like that for all the electrical stuff to get wrecked and everything like that. And the same person, one of them, I was out there outside when they had come over to the house and asked my ex-husband to go find his four-wheeler. So it's up there, I don't care anymore. And I haven't cared for a while because my ex-husband kept telling me that these people were moving. They were moving because they couldn't afford to live where they're at. So my question is to my ex-husband, are you going in debt because you're being blackmailed and extorted and you're paying somebody's rent? Wow. Shit, that scared me. It sounds like a freaking dog. But it's a song. Like the person I'm talking about, they're the same person that sat in the living room and said that they wouldn't tolerate a man treating a woman like a piece of crap. But they sat right there while they did it. And see, with this guy that I said that, he looks a lot like, he looks identical to this ex-friend of mine's brother who died. And coincidence, they lived in the same place. They have the same things wrong with them. I read between the lines. I see things for what it is. So I'm going to show you something. And for those of you who know me, now, now, get your hand over here. Okay, now, anyone who knows me knows my ex-husband. This is not my ex-husband. This is a man who lives in California. Okay? Now, a coincidence? This man, his name is Keith. He's he's a retired veteran, and he has the same medical conditions as my ex-husband. Coincidence? No. A synchronicity. And hey, let's let's do this now. And he's a homeless man, which my ex-husband told me that years ago he was homeless. So I don't believe in coincidences. I know of synchronicities. Just one sec on TikTok. See, confirmation is coming in because the train is going by now. So I am excellent with face recognition. And people can tell me that you're paranoid and you're making things up. And nope, not at all. Not at all. Now, now, he did it wrong on purpose because this is my ex-husband. He told me before he never wanted to show his face because he was afraid for his safety. There. But he tried really hard not to look like this, but this is what my ex-husband really looks like. And like I said, I know what looks like somebody being blackmailed and extortion. Because I actually had somebody tell me, if you get the vaccine, we'll build you a sweat lodge. When I was against getting the vaccine, but I went and got one. But in the end, I didn't get it because I wanted a sweat lodge. I got it because my ex-husband was coughing like he was not well, and I feared. I was afraid. So I went and got it. And I cried when I got it. And then I come home and had a bad reaction to it. My ex-husband had to call the ambulance because I went into convulsions, not seizures, but into violent convulsions where my body was slamming off the floor. So For years, I wouldn't tell my ex-husband what happened between me and this young fella. And this young fella was driving her crazy and he wouldn't send him away. So how many people were blackmailing him? How many people were using extortion? No, it's fine if you hate me. I don't care. It's fine if they come out after me. I don't care. But people will say I'm paranoid, and you'll say, "Oh no, no." But hey, to the ones who can hack into people's text messages, my ex-husband, he gets a message and he's right on it, and he'll stop all of our plans just to come home because he's got to cater to someone else. And he'll get irritated with me if I don't go. So I know it's a fear. It's anxiety. It's anxiousness, nightmares about these people. I had nightmares that I was down here in my house and other people were here and they had a gun to my head. Like he's even had somebody tell him that the same, like tell him that somebody else had told him because they had their nose at the joint that they were going to set fire to his woodshed. It's like, and you think they're your friends? He locked my door, or he locked the upstairs door, which usually, sometimes we usually leave it unlocked because sometimes we'll just go to one another's places. And anytime he goes somewhere, he says that it's always other people texting him, but I feel energy. I can feel it because right after it, he's always in a rush to get back home, and then he's gone. He said that the guy, like, 3 times, it was like 3 times in one day. He took him twice and he was supposed to give him money, never give him any gas money, and then called him a third time. But he said no, but I don't think he did, but I'm not sure. Like, is it like, okay, the way things are, because when these people come into the home, I can feel them. I can feel them coming in right now. He's upstairs clapping because that is a vibration that will create an anxiety, and he knows that clapping and whistling, which he does a lot of that because that's more of the coyote, the jackals coming in. I know because back in 2020, when I went through that spiritual dark night, and they were attacking me on a spiritual plane, and I was freaking for 2 hours. I couldn't see anybody, but I was being attacked. They were raping me and trying to tear me apart. And I was fighting for my life. And for more than 2 hours, I was screaming for help, and nobody come. And then when my ex-husband came in the house, they told me if I go, we'll come after him. I told all this to my therapist, and I thought a therapist was supposed to report if there was safety involved. But instead, my therapist only says he can only see me for one more session because there's a limit on it. Because my ex-husband, it's like they drive him away. And this friend that I'm talking about that had the brother that was supposed to be dead, but this man looks identical to him. The last time she was here, the person's wife spoke to her, and then she never returned again. She never even contacted me. All contact ceased. Same as another woman that was coming here. They stopped coming. And then he always turns it on me and says that, well, they stop because they don't like you. Because you're always analyzing. No, they're asking for my help, and I'm helping them. So I wasn't the problem because they kept saying, one of them said that you reminded them of their ex-husband who abused them, and the other one said that your glasses really freaked them out. So I know when something's going on, but you don't want to listen when I tell you I'm feeling the energy. I'm experiencing it because they don't want me around because they've even told him, like, you guys shouldn't be together because you're pulling one another. No, you're trying to pull him away from me. You're trying to turn him against me. This is the spirit. No spirits know who we're talking to because they're very close by. My ex-husband will even take care of somebody else's weed plants. But yet his stuff, he plants stuff and it dies. And every time he tried planting it died. And it's not the fucking soil he's using. Because I know that people will text him to find out if he's home if my car is gone. See, my ex-husband doesn't know that the other day after I left, I seen him go to my door as if he was going to try to go into my apartment, but he couldn't get in because the door was locked. He had no key. So I came back. I got a coffee, and then I went back out again. But I was still watching. He came down in my apartment because I could hear him. He didn't walk past my door. He stayed here and in my room. So what were you doing down in my place when I wasn't home? Because you sure the fuck weren't making a coffee because you didn't even walk past the camera. This is about blackmail and extortion because it exists and it's very close to home. Because now he's got to go to the bank and sort some things out. Because not only that, the bank ripped him off for taxes. And now he can't get a hold of them. but I can see fear in his eyes. He says he stands up to people. No, because I don't know how many people around. I don't know how many of these ones that took advantage of him. Or like I said, it's blackmail or extortion. Because he came down to me just yesterday. He came down to me yesterday because I I purchased hernia belt thing. He gave me the money and I purchased it. And other things that had money on hold in my account, which shouldn't be allowed because it shouldn't be going through. It shouldn't be on hold. It's when the payment comes due, they take it, not putting funds on hold. But he gave me the money, and these funds on hold took it. And he come down to me about $45 yesterday to get his hernia belt. Is it that you need it for your hernia belt? Because these people are into you for thousands of dollars. And you keep saying because she has cancer, I feel for her that she has cancer. And they said it was because the doctor. And I believe that. But I also went out and bought her some crystals and sent her some things of, what foods to eat and everything like that. And this was even after I had the dream. See, people don't believe me when I say that I'm connected to God's source creator. Just one second. Spirit shows me. Spirit will show me many things. And people tell me like, no, you're just delusional. Actually, no, I'm not. See, what people don't realize and believe is that, I tell you, I told you, I can read your mind, I can read your intentions. Because right now, like my body is it's agitated. It's like, holy shit, man. It's like it's like the crawlies on the back. Max husband keeps telling me, no, you're safe, you're safe. I don't feel are you paid to get me to shut up? Are you paid to keep me in a lower vibration because you fear my higher self? You fear my truth? It's that part of, we were outside one day and one of the people were here. And no word of a lie, I come out and the guy comes, and when I come out, he was talking with and I started talking, and he turned like this to me, in more of an intimidating fashion. So I did the same thing. I haven't felt safe in here. I haven't felt safe here pretty much, since I got here. But I was living in a place and I lost my apartment because, they cut me off my disability because I failed to make a phone call because I was in the hospital. And I didn't know that I had an upcoming appointment. And then when I said about that I had a camper trailer because I got a settlement for damages, not for an income, but for physical damages from an insurance company because I had a bladder mesh and it destroyed my bladder and created a cystosis, which I had to take shit. It was on potent antibiotics, and they told me I'd have to be on it for the rest of my life. And it was making my hair fall out. It was making my guts hurt. Spirit helped me get off that, and spirit helped me heal. Spirit helped me to see. It wasn't a therapist. I go to a therapist because it's that part of, sometimes spirit needs that person. Because spirit needs that person to hear something, to change their ways of helping people. I told him all this. I've even told him, hey, you want to know what's going on in my life? Go watch my channel and you will know exactly my whole life story. Because it's on here, because I have no fucking shame. So my ex-husband has me locked out right now. And then I went up there to tell him that I wasn't going to give the money to him directly, that I would give it to the other person who was going to come and get his four-wheelers and take them to fix them for him. But he was like, no, you'll give me the money. No, you'll give me the money. It's like, no, I won't give you the money because you're not giving it to anybody else. And here he comes. But he'll tell you I'm lying. Yes, I'm lying. So will I protect family? You're fucking right, even if they treat me like a piece of shit. Because I know what family is. And I know when something's not right. And like I said, my life is probably in danger now. Or we'll say it's not true. But I've been here for 4 years, and I lost my apartment. So I lost my apartment because they took my money from me. So I had no choice but to live here for 7 months, from the end of April, 1st of May, to the middle of October. I stayed in my camper trailer in his front yard. And then that October, that's when I came in. See, I'm extremely grateful, and I have much gratitude for Spirit, because people will tell me that I'm paranoid, but I know I'm not. You just don't want other people to believe you. Just say, crazy, don't like, and sure see, I channel all the forms of spirit, including the, what you perceive to be dark ones, because they're telling their story too. C'est là que coach en avait beaucoup pour ça. Mais que tout pour que tu pour lui. None of the stuff anymore. I became the messenger. I became the voice for the spirits that had. Every time I try to get him to clean up and he says he's going to do it, it's always like right back to square one. He'd be an awesome person if he just stood up for himself and not say that he's going to, but actually do it. It's like you fear hurting someone else, but you allow them to hurt you. There, when I was in next, like somewhere with my ex-husband when I was getting the 4 wheelers, we were talking, and I started crying. He was like, "What are you crying about?" And I just told him, "If you don't fucking get it now, you never will." So if people don't know what fucking love is, questi todo eso no es algo particolare. To call me paranoid, tell me I think the world's against me. I don't care. You have no fucking idea, which makes you a fucking asshole. And maybe you should stand up for yourself too, because you're in just as much denial as he is. the song, but I hate you just as much. So I know it's him speaking, like his spirit is speaking through me and telling me that I hate you. Or he's trying to tell, or they're trying to tell themselves that they hate themselves, only it just doesn't come out of their mouth. Because I don't hate. I care very much about him, like a mother does for her son, even though he's not like. He'll say, "I'm not your son." No, but I can tell what your mother felt like, and it's your love talking to you, and you don't want to believe that because you want to watch so much. You're feared. You know, doing this is not easy. This is one of the hardest jobs that a person could ever have. Working for spirit. So you want to tell me I don't work? Well, fucking shit, I know that when you work for the Matrix. But I'm always working 24/7, awake and asleep. My therapist said, "Why did you take a pill for that?" No, because I know what I'm not going to dump spirit down again just to make people feel comfortable. Well, it's telling you to shut down my voice, my ancestors' voice, your ancestors' voice, your family members' voice, just the stuff that they don't verbalize. Y sa todo eso lo acabo de psicotoya. Ela tu purisikitay. Ya tu mo ko sa kasi ano. I'm not the one who's fucking paranoid, and I'm not the one living in denial. Y sa tu shit, and we keep the purisita nine. People say lighten up because I just heard that. Don't be in my channel if you can't take it. Because my channel's not for everyone. I'll make you laugh, I'll make you cry, I'll push you up. You'll love me, hate me, like me, love me. Viste mo tataştım ne diyorsun bu kere. Ya kurşunu tuttum. Mira, tu parecinho. I speak the language of spirit because spirit speaks all languages, except it's all intertwined together. So it sounds like different gibberish to you. Hence, the same separation of the language. So we couldn't understand one another. Kaya kita Christian non so late to kaya pa. Kisutay. Happy Sunday. Here's your church for you. And it's not coming from a building either or a book. I'm not saying that stuff in the Bible ain't true. It didn't have its place, but there was a lot of manipulation, which led to the blackmail and extortion. Yeah, la caricia está no sono people have shamed me and tried to tell me that, I shouldn't talk like that. We don't understand you. In all honesty, I don't care. I know the spirit. But I do feel, and I feel when you're coming, I feel when you're upstairs because I feel their vibration. You may say one thing, but your body language and yourself says another. I said I thought it came out. I watch some things and they say that, sometimes people won't look you in the eye because they know that you see it's that part of, you don't have to look me in the eye for me to see. And you don't near me for me to see. But people will tell me that I'm wrong, that people like me is fiction. Something. They're the devil, they're the demons, they're the darkness, they're this, they're that. No, they were the Christ. Procurei de Samakatan ng chocolate, and no, it's not a possession because I'm well aware of what it is. Tukuhan suko ang makihinahi sa akin. Sa ulo. See, that's part of, you don't believe. Spirit does see you. Spirit will show people through their visions, through their dreams, premonition. See, I do have face recognition, so it's like, the characters are playing their part. It's like when you watch the movie Truman Show. It shows you that, like when he sees his father, only older, but his father had died, he just became a different character. They just made them look like they were deceased. Or sometimes they staged their own deaths. See, I did try telling my husband about it. He just pushes me away. But I have always been honest with him. I just didn't tell him to look him up because, honestly, I didn't feel the need to because we were in a relationship. I don't say stuff about people to make them feel shameful. I want them to see it and let it go, same as I am. Even if I keep repeating it, sometimes it gets repeated because the person that needs to hear it or it's directed towards hasn't healed from it themselves or they're still in denial of it, and that's why they can't grow from it. See, I find it very strange too that, hey, it's been a month since I contacted the manager of Nova Scotia Works, which is a place to help you get work or, a way to open your own business. I left a message, another message more than a week ago. I never got a reply. And the first time a month ago when I called and left a message because I had called someone and then the manager was the one that called me back, I returned the call. And then I went to the place to see if I could just talk to her for a brief moment in person. She was on lunch. The guy went back. He came out and told me that she's on lunch, but she got your message and she's going to get back to you. But she never did. Those are the kind of people that get hired, and then people are screaming and saying that they're people who are on an assistance. It's because the people that are supposed to be helping them are ignoring them. Físico por internet. See, the young fellow that would come here, he's autistic, but he has insight, and he told me that we live where the devil. We live where the devil lives. Yes, we do. Shit. And yeah, I understand what he's saying. I live on a property that, you know, guy's name is John. He was a Baptist lives. It was very eccentric, and now my ex-husband is just like in chaos. He tries to tell me that I'm the one trying to hijack his mind. No, I'm the one trying to help him see truth, his own truth. He told me a few years back that he hollered to God and said, God, get her away from me. And it came out of my mouth. God will get her away from you when you smarten up. He he avoids finding someone to talk to. He avoids making phone calls that can get him some help with regards to other stuff. And you can't blame it on his ADHD anymore. You can't say that nobody helps him because I do. Hey, which is more helpful, money so you can give to somebody else, or actual help with stuff that you say you need help with? Maybe that's why he's in he's in such financial debt, because he's giving it all away to save himself or to save me. It's that part of, I question if someone's stealing money from me, because there's times where it's really strange and I can't understand where my money's been going to. And I can't understand how I've been live on almost like more than 2 years. I've only obtained 98 cents. So, hey, TikTok won't do anything about that. So they said you're accusing him of stealing money. Yeah. But I know that, there's reasons to believe that someone is. And it's probably someone who knows how to work electronics. See, this person that says he's his friend said, "Oh, I'll get your computer all set up for you." It's the same person that left their 17-year-old son, said it was just him. to strip of 2 four-wheelers and sell the parts. Excuse me for a moment. Someone's like, well, if you believe that is going on, then why aren't you going to the police? Because, will they believe me? They'll go to him and say, well, no, that's not happening. Because see, now everything's a thing, and he doesn't want to do nothing. Everything is just left. And he's saying, I have no money to do it. But he was all gun ho to do it. And then he told me that he was going down the road to tell these people that him and this person would be coming for wheelers. And now it's all at a standstill because he told the person that, you fix four-wheelers, fix four-wheeler, I'll give you the other four-wheeler. But there's been no fixing done. It's always the same thing as before. And then certain people will say about how the person's partner will get angry. Well, hey, this is like addressing an elephant in the room. Only we're talking about blackmail and extortion. And I know when there's interference because, like, when my feed gets stopped, that's fine because I know it's getting out there. And it doesn't matter to which people either. And another friend, owned a business, and I know he was being blackmailed and extorted because I know he had dirty hands. See, it's like people figure because of my past, because I've been in the psychiatric unit how many times? About 7 times in my whole life. So you think because I was in psychiatric unit, it was 7 times that it made me not creditable? I guess you don't understand spirit, do you? Se la que te prieto, Lucia. When I was in there, I could see everything that was going on. See, I had one of the nurses the last time I was in there. I thought I had a purse, and I thought about, like, because I see this lady in there, and she seemed very familiar. And I was leaving her a purse, and I was hesitant with it. And the nurse had his hand right on it to take the purse. And I said, "Wait, I got to put $5. I put $5 in the purse because I was taught that you don't give a woman a purse with a purse or a change purse without some money in it." Whether the lady got the purse or not, because when I went to her room, she was not there, but yet she was supposed to be in a wheelchair. Do they really think that I didn't know what the fuck was going on there? Because at the same time, like, I had been experiencing things. I'd go over to the phone and the friggin' security guard would stand right there by me. And I was just feeling like I was fighting to what have you. And they released me. So I called my ex-husband to come and get me. And my sister had called. They said that I wasn't there. And when my ex-husband come to pick me up, he said that he went to the security desk at the front, and they had told him that I wasn't getting out. So when I got out, I went out because I seen this. I went out, and he was leaving, and I had to run to the truck. I'm very aware, self-aware and spirit-aware. You know, everyone has a past. You have a present, you have a future. But what are you going to do about that past in the present moment to make a difference into your future? Are you going to continue to be someone's patsy because you're afraid of your truth? Face your truth. If there's consequences, well, take the consequences. They got to be better than what you're going through right now. If I didn't love someone, I wouldn't fight so hard. If I didn't care about someone, I wouldn't fight so hard. Whether I'm in a relationship with the person or not, I don't wish it out on anyone. Just for them to Get out of my space. Go in someone else's space. I come on here and it's always sending love, light, and much healing. Even my worst enemies I've helped. Even my predators, my molesters, my rapists. I just helped one last year, last spring or something like that. It was one of the ones that molested me, and they had to decide whether or not they were going to a hospital. I helped them because they asked if I thought they should, and I said, it's not up to me. But I sat there with them, and I helped them to breathe. Because I know their truth is going to catch up to them. But I just did what God would do. A merciful God. I sat there and I breathed with them as much as I hated it. Because I see it in a way that, somebody loves that person. And it's in God's hands. So you want to look at me like I'm a terrible person and I'm a liar? Go fuck yourself. You want to tell me I'm paranoid? Nope. But I guarantee if you went through what I was going through, you would be the fucking paranoid. People tell me not to run away from my problems, but they run away from those all the fucking time. When you gotta face your own fucking demons. Que se topó eso que tiene. E con esa. Mi escuta con el orissimo. So mock me all you want. Try to intimidate me all you want. Send your hate and whatever you want at me. I'm not going to send it back, but it will come back at you. Oh, I know. About that. Ele que por isso que quer montar. É tudo que você quer. Here it comes. the thing. People don't know what love really looks like. You chasing bugs? Don't you get those birds. Dejando tú todo eso de viaje. Part of, lock me out, tell me, hate me. You only hate me because I'm showing you something that you can see. Face or realize. See, just yesterday I watched a video of a woman. She just looks into a lot of different historical stuff. And she put it up. She's talking about where in the Bible it says it's about man should not sleep with man. And she said that it meant men should not sleep with children. But I had said that back almost a year ago. I know I thought, like, what does that have to do with anything? It's not part of, I figured it out a long time ago. And I seen it because I didn't have to read in a book. I just needed to look and what you could see through the physical world. And I read between the lines because between the lines is where they don't want you to look. Because in between all the line, all that mumbo jumbo, in between it all, is where you see the truth. Because when I came in, the day that my ex-husband got the call from the realtor, he had messaged me, and I come home and I was ticked off. And I walked in, and the one I'm talking about was sitting on the couch. And I told my ex-husband, when you're done, I want to talk to you. And he looks at me and goes, well, talk to me here. And I told him, I don't want to talk to you about in front of people. Just talk to me. It's like, what? So that's what leads me to believe even more that there's blackmail and extortion going on. My ex-husband tries telling me that, like, I know that people don't make a lot of money off of selling chicken eggs. And I know that the day that I took the $20 over to give them for the egg, and like I got the eggs and I took the $20 over because I told my ex-husband, like obviously they need the money more than we do, so let them sell their chicken, let them sell their eggs. And what she ended up doing was giving them the money back and saying that
I gave the money and that we don't have to pay for the eggs because we do so much for them. But I know what that was over. But see, I'm not sure if he told you, but he was the one that gave me the $20 to give to you. Because I told him that because I get tired of people coming to him for money. He says like, and I know that they do because they don't do anything they say they're going to do to help him, but he caters. So that's another reason why I believe he's being blackmailed and there's extortion. And I know he's hiding something. I'm not stupid. Because anytime I bring stuff up, he just hollers at me to shut me down and calls me a fucking idiot. With all due respect, I'm not a fucking idiot. It's like shit. Now I know what happened in the beginning. It was the father who fell, the masculine. And he got caught in his own fucking web. And I'm not talking about my what you would perceive to be your birth parents. See, I don't have to read the book to see the story, to see the truth. Lucifer took a leap of faith. The father is who, and then hated the daughter because she was a reminder. It was like like you leave, don't come back, I'll make your life a living hell. Well, what do they say in your books? That you say it was Lucifer doing it right. Because when they say I love you to your person, you can say I love you to a person who you fucking want to do in the face, but your actions is what speaks it. See, that's spirit bringing me another thing to bring forward. Because, like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. It's a synchronicities. Because it doesn't happen in ones. You're just not aware to see it. And the more you become more aware of self and spirit,
you will see truth. So when somebody tells me they love me, I'm not looking for the words. I'm going to see if you give action or show action. But somebody tells you, use your own discernment. Understand yourself. I don't care. You have no fucking idea what I'm going through. You have no idea what my purpose in this lifetime is. So hey, you continue to watch the actors. They're showing you, but you're not seeing the true players. You look at the rest of the world, you're seeing the ones who built destruction, but you're not seeing the true players. They're showing you a documentary using characters, and meanwhile, in your life, it's unfolding you while you're watching them TV. To put things out there to get you not to believe people like myself. We're not the truth. They're not the truth. They're just delusional. No, we are the truth. Just like a tista nota. Guess you didn't do your proper studies, did you? You'll hate me, you'll love me, you'll like me, you'll loathe me. See, I hear somebody always calling someone a simp. It's called mirroring as a reflection. You see yourself because you won't do anything about it. It's like Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin had a bum leg and had to go with a cane. And the military would tell him to do whatever, and they even, like in Rumpelstiltskin, they made it just and then there's a series that shows him kill someone, and that's when he turned dark. And then he was making others kiss his boot. And anyone that tried to blackmail him or cross him, he killed him. It was a part of the story that was like the darkness got a hold of him and went down that path. See, his father was Peter Pan. The series, his name was Malcolm. Is it like much like Malcolm X? In the series, his mother was the Black Fairy. See, it's like that of the part of the Black Fairy putting the dark spells and like that's where you get the women abusing the children. They've gone dark. But in the beginning, before Malcolm became Peter Pan and Fiona became a fairy, they gave birth to Rumpel. But the fairies kept with the future and said about the savior, because Rumpel was considered was to be was the savior. And I met someone with that said that someone with the crescent moon tattoo was going to come in. That was going to be like the what have you. And she was trying to protect Rumpel, so she wasn't a fairy, but she did spells and twisted the spell around and became the dark fairy, the black fairy. And she tried to cut Rumpel off from his divinity. She did. And that's part of the aspect that they're teaching you about the umbilical cord. The umbilical cord is the connection to your divine, to the mother, because the connection with the placenta and the mother. Watched a song yesterday, Ozzy, Mama, I'm coming home. It was never Father, I'm coming home. It's Mama, I'm coming home. Coming home to the divine mother. She cuts the divinity off. And then Rumpel's father hated him. And that's why it called him Rumpel, to make him weak. His father had an addiction, gambling problem. And he chose to become Peter Pan, to be a child, and gave up his own son. And then he became Peter Pan became Peter Piper with the pipes, luring the lost boys, luring the children. And I just felt that because that was a slam right on top of my head when I said the Piper. You know, the coat of many colors. I can feel that because I guess the father doesn't like what I'm going to say. Was the father Peter Pan? And Rumple a representation of Jesus Christ? And then the Black Fairy, the representation of Mary Magdalene, or the Mother Mary, because wasn't there a curse? And then you said you about like the women. It was actually the church. No, I don't like church, and I have no respect for church because it has no respect for the people. In the beginning, there was mutual respect, but the church fell from grace. People separated and become corrupt and started blackmailing and extorting each other because everyone was in survival mode, much like what you're observing right now. See, I know when, the spirit's getting irritated with me because it starts banging down. See, I see when people have fear. They won't say anything and then wonder why everything stays the same or gets worse. It's because you're not addressing the narcissistic behavior. You're not addressing that Peter Pan. Because innocent Rumpelstiltskin had to kill his father and he had to kill his mother. Because both the mother and father were abducting children. The Black Fairy and Peter Pan. So were you referring to this stuff? Yes, because it was like it's where extortion started. That's where the trafficking started. That's where the abuse started. And it stemmed from a mother trying to protect her child from something that was unseen until it became seen because she tried to protect him. And it was because she became the Black Fairy. Because she felt becoming a fairy was the only way to protect her son. In the end, he became mother and fatherless because the father abandoned him and the mother was cast out for cutting the cord, for becoming the Black Fairy, and because she was going to crush the heart of the fairy to protect her son. she was protecting her son from herself. But she didn't. The only reason why she became like that was because she was in fear of her son being killed. You know, Mary Magdalene was Mary Magdalene the one that sacrificed herself. Maybe your story is not right, or maybe it was Mary Magdalene, Jesus, and Yeshua were all the three on the cross. And they did stab Jesus, but why did they stab Jesus? They didn't stab Jesus, they stabbed Mary Magdalene while she was pregnant. We all carry that wound. Have you ever had a pain, a really weird feeling in here like somebody had stabbed you? You know, I can feel that in my body. There's a lot of vibration and shaking right now. The truth became an extortion, a way for them to blackmail. But they forget to look in their own closet, even the ones they feel like they cleared out. Information. See, the thing is, I don't need someone to come to me and tell me, because I'm pretty sure I've already seen it for myself. Because Spirit has showed me. Spirit is preparing me. And Spirit is preparing me. Only you know where I'm ready for you. Because when you are, then you will know. So as to my ex-husband would so love me or like me or don't anymore or anything. It's not going to stop me from caring about you. It's going to stop me from loving you. Maybe I won't be in a relationship with you. But maybe I'm just not your person. But I know that part. And I'm searching for it. Because that person's going to be your best friend. only thing I pray for is help for him. I don't pray for myself because there's nothing I need. I need healing. I need peace, forgiveness. Stuff. Honesty. In order to be honest, you need to be honest with yourself first. But if the point where so if I ever resting bitch phase or I just feel like I have no time for anything, or that I don't care, it's not that I don't care. It's not part of, having talked to me with something's different. I can see with my own eyes so what's going on. I try not to. It's not that I try to see my own stuff. These are bad. I just kind of want to go with the flow and work through it when it happens. Not worrying about it. Just being self-aware and spirit-aware. I would work great with the right people. I'm talking about people that want to elevate the world to a better place. Without poverty and starvation and homelessness and with killings and rapes. The system was created to extort and blackmail because it was beneficial to them. And anyone that tried to do the same with them, they tried taking them out. Because they had limitless access. Hence the word I said. Right now, I'm just sitting down and sitting straight. Holy shit. Right now, it's just going ching. Father don't like me because I make him feel human pain. Because he would never allow himself to experience the human. I know somebody thought that was fucking demonic because my head went like that. Like, yeah, because I heard somebody say something and I went like that and I sent back, what do you think? He said, like, the police, no, no, shorana que assava muito que, many people bring me and trying to express to me, but I have to find myself, all versions of myself, the shadows, the darkest parts of me, which those are the memories, which those are the things from my ancestors. I will spray you with water. Here, for the worst hell over here. And then look pretty on this guy. So, okay, I might look like a raging lunatic or a sensitive bull baby, but hey, I guess you might want to know. I don't know. I guess you might want to understand what you should observe or experience. ¿Qué es lo que te estoy diciendo, doctor? Quiero doctor, è giusto. Here, put it aside. Go outside and sit by the pond. Leave the birds alone. Probably eat some bugs. So, hey. Ecco, tu crema sulla piegata. I'm just sitting with it right now because I can feel things building. Because there's a lot of anger there. I'm allowed to question this stuff. Because it's what I'm feeling like. My ex-husband told me that when I wasn't telling him about that guy that was bringing me here. He said he had that claw in his guts, clawing. Well, I have that, and I have it all the freaking time. And I've had it for a very long time. Radio stations playing some really lower, weird music. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. So just know that, like, pay attention for signs if somebody's being blackmailed or there's extortion going on, and just kind of, if they get angry with you, if you bring it up, you know that there's something going on. As much as they want to deny it, that's your telltale tale. That's what's going to tell you. So with that being said, I'm sending you much love, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone who wants to receive and accept. Much love, be big, bold, brave, most importantly, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be who you are, not who somebody said you are. You have to be. Be kind to yourself and to others. And know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. When it looks grim. And when you feel fear, stare it right in the face. Because what's causing the fear is more afraid of you than you should be at it.